I have a hard time growing cucumbers. Over the years, the trees around my garden have really grown. They've probably doubled in size and they pretty much shade the garden completely in the summer. So I no longer grow a lot of vegetables down there. I can harvest a few cucumbers here and there, a few tomatoes. So over the years, I've had to adapt, and I showed you my little experiment. I think it was around July 1st, and I was growing cucumbers in containers, much like I do my peppers. I use the same size container. It's a 3-gallon container, and I use a little water bin underneath, and that's how I water them. And so since that was working out pretty well, I went ahead and put about 5 containers down beside my peppers. And so this is what I've been growing over the past month, and I have 3 different varieties I'm growing. I'm growing some pickling cucumbers. I think they're called National, and one of them is called a Boston. And then I have a slicing cucumber in English. And I'll just briefly explain the differences to you if you're not familiar with the different types of cucumbers. Pickling is wonderful for making your bread and butter pickles or dill pickles. You will usually pick these at around 3 inches to about 5 inches long, and they have the right flavor, and the skin thickness is just perfect for making pickles. And then your slicing cucumber is more of what you would call the garden variety, and it has a thick skin. It has a lot of seeds in it, but it also has a lot of flavor. These usually will grow up to around 8 inches long. You certainly can pick them at any size. And then the English cucumber is a long cucumber. It's the long skinny ones. A lot of times you'll see these grown hydroponically and for sale at the grocery store, wrapped in plastic. And these usually get anywhere from 8 to about 10 to 12 inches long. They have a very thin skin and very little seeds, but the flavor is mild, and so it's perfect for salads. Also, of course, the slicing is as well. So that's basically the difference. I'm growing all 3 varieties, and because I am not going to save the seed and I'm only growing these for consumption, I'm not really concerned if they cross-pollinate. Cucumbers will easily cross-pollinate. That means that, it might not be true to parent the next year. If I were to save the seeds and plant them again next year, it might not come up the same type of plant. So you have to be careful when you're planting things like cucumbers, and especially since I'm growing some of the same but different varieties, I'm just not going to be saving the seeds. This was really more of an experiment, and it really worked out great. So I'm real thrilled to show you this. And so I think I have about a total of 5 containers down here. And the first one is the pickling cucumber. Now I've been picking a few here and there. The pickling cucumbers have been affected with downy mildew, and I'll show you that here at the end of the video, the differences between downy mildew and powdery mildew. Now right in here, I think I have some of the Jade English cucumbers. These have been really nice. Now, this is a hybrid, and I don't want to confuse the new gardeners out there too much, but the hybrid is more of a specialty seed. It's not, what you might think of as GMO or something like that. It's just a seed that has been bred for favorable characteristics, which might be resistant to certain things. Cucumbers are oftentimes affected with something called powdery mildew or downy mildew, and the Jade is resistant to those, even though it can still be affected. It might not be as bad. Apparently the pickling cucumbers I have are not resistant to downy mildew, because I've really noticed that problem quite a bit with all the rain that we've had. And then this is a slicing cucumber, the Market More. I think I'm growing 2 vines in this pot here. I'm just kind of testing to see if I can get away with growing 2 per pot or 1. And so the 2 seems to be working out just fine. I could have planted 2 per pot. And again, these are the same pots that I use that I grow my peppers in. Now there are obviously some on here still that I'm not picking, and I'm letting those mature. Now over here you'll see I have snipped off some of the leaves that were affected with the downy mildew. And downy mildew is a disease that will affect your cucumber plants. You'll notice a lot of yellow blotching spots in the middle of your leaves. And powdery mildew has some of those symptoms, but mostly you will see a powdery substance on your leaves if it's powdery mildew. So It will still produce with the downy mildew, but it will affect the production at some point. And that's why I always try to encourage you to try to find seeds that are resistant to diseases that commonly affect certain crops. So that's one reason why I'm growing the Jade. I have also heard that Diva is a good cucumber seed to grow, so maybe I'll give that a try next year. So there you go. That's my harvest from the container garden. I hope that you're able to try it sometime if you have a hard time growing cucumbers too. And if you have cucumbers right now and you're wondering what to do with them, feel free to head on over to my channel where I have a playlist section, and I have one specifically for cucumbers to show you different ways that I have used it in different dishes. And I am only on YouTube and Google Plus right now, so if you want to share this on your favorite social media platform, I sure would appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a beautiful day.